Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, this is Hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today we're going to do some more subscriber reviews, give them some team advice, and today we have Rich P09, and then we have Jay. They provided me with both of their teams. I'm going to give them reviews of their team, give them some team advice, how to build and solidify their team, some from what they have. We're going to go with Rich P first. Let's get into it. So the way these work for anybody that hasn't watched one yet is we go over the person's team, then we're going to compare them side by side. Their team's going to be on the right. My team advice is going to be on the left. Let's go over Rich's team first. We have Guy Lafleur, first line left wing. Sean Couturier, 91 overall. Hut Fantasy Hockey player is his first line center. Then he has the Jack Hughes from the previous NHL 2030 event. And he has John Carlson, the wheelman from earlier in the year, Hut Halloween card for his first left defensive pair. Paul Coffey's paired with him. Then on the second line, we have the 89 overall Mario Lemieux, Joe Nieuwendyk, 90 overall silver icon, Andrei Svechnikov from your Christmas gifts. Then we have Shea Weber, team of the week, 88 overall, 86 overall Scott Niedermayer in his second defensive pair. For the third line, we have Brock Besser, Shane Wright from the NHL 2030 series, 86 overall. The Brock Besser's 89 Hut Fantasy card, by the way, guys. Then he's 85 overall Dale Howard-Chuck. Then the Lit or Grit Erik Karlsson, team of the week, 86 overall Victor Hedman in the last defensive pair. For the fourth line, he has TJ Oshie from the Washington Capitals. Pre-order, 87 overall now. He will be an 88 overall in a few days here. Then we have the 86 overall Mats Sundin for his bronze card on the fourth line, another untradeable. As you can see, a lot of this team is untradeable players, so that's an obstacle I had to deal with while doing this team review. Then he has Eli Tolvanen, plays for Nashville Predators from the NHL 2030 series. It's going to give him the 2 spark. And then he has Ben Bishop, team of the week, 83 overall. That gives a point for spark. And Mikhail Berdine, primetime, gives you distributor and spark. Brian Fiddler as his coach with distributor. This all evens out to giving him howitzer, speedster, thief, distributor, and spark as a synergy. So 3 player synergies, 2 team synergies. Let's see if we can maybe squeeze out another player synergy and maybe a team synergy. I don't know if we'll be able to get that done. Let's look at the review. I will reiterate this real quickly. The review's on the left, original team's on the right. So we're going to keep the first line the exact same here. What I do suggest to Rich is actually he could upgrade this Sean Couturier to 92 overall, but the rest of the first line's really good. They're all fast. Maybe separate Lafleur and Hughes and maybe bump Lemieux up to the first line just to give Jack Hughes a little bit more protection. Same with the Lafleur. They're both little guys as in Hughes and Lafleur. So you have a line where both your wings can kind of get crushed by opponents just because they're smaller guys. I do love the pair of Coffey and Carlson. They were my first defensive pair for probably 250 games, including squad battles and online, and they play very well together. I finally had to get rid of the John Carlson for synergy reasons. For the second lines here, we're going to go Mario Lemieux, Joe Nieuwendyk, Andrei Svechnikov, so keep the forward line the exact same. I'll restate it real quick here. Maybe switch Lemieux and Lafleur right here. I just think it adds a little bit more protection. Svechnikov's a little bit bigger player as well. Nieuwendyk can protect Lafleur, just like this Couturier and Lemieux can protect Hughes. I just think it might be a little bit better, but you can honestly do what you want with either one. I think your first line and second line is more than fine if that's the way you like them. Then we're going to bring in this Chris Chelios, 86 overall. He does have a 91 overall upgrade that possibly I'd recommend working on if you get the 86 overall Chelios. I know I'm going to work on the 91 overall Chelios upgrade that's going on in this current event, which will replace the Weber. You're going to keep Scott Niedermayer in second pair. I think Chelios and Niedermayer are a long-term, like, perma pair together. They absolutely crush it for me. I'm assuming they'll crush it for you as well. On the third line, we're going to keep Besser at the left wing. I say bring in this Henrik Zetterberg. He gives you Spark and Thief, which will replace the Thief that you would be losing from Shane Wright if you got rid of him. And this Zetterberg, with his synergies activated, obviously filthy. We've gone over him a couple times in some other reviews. I went over him when he came out. You're looking at his skating is going to be 91 plus. His shots 93 plus. His hands are great. Passing, puck control 97 with these synergies. His stick checking, faceoffs, just overall becomes a monster when you have the synergies activated that you will have on this team. Upgrade to Dale Howard-Chuck. Get him upgraded to this silver icon. Then you'll actually activate Gladiator, as well as you'll be able to keep the spark because of some of the changes we'll make on the fourth line. But with Gladiator activated, you look at what Gladiator does. Shot power for the slap shot, strength, body checking, and defensive awareness. this Howard Chuck becomes an absolute monster on the wing for killing penalties, and he just flies around with the Spark and Distributor activated as well. I really like this card if you have that Gladiator activated. Same with getting the Gladiator activated for Newendijk. They become monsters. Then you're looking at Erik Karlsson. We'll keep him in the third defensive pair. I've really been pushing this Keith Yandel 87 primetime card. I just think it's a great card whenever the synergy's activated. He just becomes so fast. 94 speed because of the howitzer he has. I just think it's a lot. He's not the best defensively, but I think he's wonderful. Him and Karlsson paired together might not be the best pair because they are both very offensive defensemen, so this Hedman would be okay. But I just wanted to give you a different look for the Keith Yandel. That's one of the reasons I switched him out. On the fourth line here, we're going to keep TJ Oshie because he's untradeable. He's just always going to go up overall-wise. As long as there's a spot for him on your team, I would obviously keep him on your team. Then we have the Mats Sundin. Obviously keep him. He's going to get a 91 overall upgrade, and he's going to be a monster. It'll actually allow you some flexibility for Zetterberg, where you could get the Zetterberg out of here and still have Thief activated while finding another guy that's a center that just has Spark. So it allows you some flexibility. We're going to switch out Vinen, which should have some value with the 2 Spark, and just get Daryl Sittler. Sittler can be upgraded to Silver as well, will allow you a lot of flexibility for the Distributor if you get Sundin and Daryl Sittler up to 90, 91 overall. So I just want to give you some more options for the future. I think Sittler's a better move here on the fourth line than the Tolvainen is for right now. We're going to keep Bishop and Berdine as your goaltenders, Fittler as the coach. I think that that'll be more than fine for your team. And what we do here with the synergies, as you will see, is you get Gladiator activated, Howitzer, Speedster, Thief. So we keep the 3 you had activated, and we add on Gladiator by getting that Howard Chuck up to the silver card. Then you do have some flexibility with Distributor. You have an extra point already, let alone if you start to make Sittler and Sedin silvers, you'll have even more flexibility where you can just start plugging and playing guys in all over your lineup for building other synergies such as balance. The Chelios, the Niedermeyer can give you 2 balance if you upgrade them to their silver card. So we've built a team, and if you upgrade this Besser to 90, where you can easily pivot with these 2 and then add balanced on top of that. And it'll be very easy with this lineup by just upgrading some of the cards. And that's really what I was setting you up for, Rich, was I want you to have a lot of future with this build, not just like, well, this is what makes it better right now, because I think you have a team that you already had some of the untradeable pieces that once you start to upgrade them, you're going to be stuck with them permanently probably for the whole season. So we're going to have other guys that build into that. You're just going to keep building a team like a dynasty. Just every time there's an upgrade, just go upgrade that card. I think that's the way to go for this team build. Let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Obviously, we've DM'd, I think, a little bit on Discord, so you can always hit me up on Discord if you need any other suggestions or anything like that. But I do hope you like the build. I think you'll have a very solid team if you go this route, in my personal opinion. Next up, we have Jay's team. As you guys have seen, he's one of the more active community members. He comments a lot on the YouTube channel, and I really appreciate that. Let's see what he has going on for his team. He has Mario Lemieux in the first left wing, Wayne Gretzky at center. Howie Morenz gets the bump from, he used to be on the fourth line, if I'm not mistaken, or at least the third line. He gets the bump to the first line right wing. He will get a 91 overall upgrade as well. We got Karlsson and Gould on the first defensive pair. That's 89 primetime Karlsson and that 87 NHL 2030 Gould. Then we have Lafleur, Zetterberg, and Sedin on the second line. Dobson and Shea Theodore, 87 overall Winter National. Theodore, the NHL 2030 Dobson, that's 88 overall. The Sedin is a 91 Dynamic Duos Volume 2 Master Set player whenever both his brothers came out. On the third line, we have 89 Fantasy Hockey Brock Besser on the left wing. We have Rupi Hintz, center, on the third line. And then we have the team of the week, 90 overall Taylor Hall, 87 primetime Erik Karlsson for his third defensive pair with Vladislav Gavrinkov for the other defenseman, 86 overall Winter National card that has 2 howitzer. We have Kyler Yamamoto, NHL 2030 on the fourth line left wing. We have team of the week, 88 overall, Ansi Kopitar coming in on the fourth line, and Andrei Svechnikov, fourth line right wing. Kevin Weeks and Andrei Vasilevsky are the goaltenders. He has Brian Fiddler as distributor. From talking to him, it seems that the Howie Morenz is going to be what sets him up to have distributor activated. When I do this review, I'm going to let you guys know right now, I'm going to get the distributor activated, and it'll allow Jay for some flexibility to get rid of one of his guys that have distributor if he would like. What he has activated on his team right now is Howitzer, Speedster, Workhorse, and no team synergies. But like I said, we're going to work on getting the distributor activated. Let's look at the review. The review's on the left, his original team's on the right, And we're going to have Mario Lemieux, Gretzky, Morenz first line. Keep that the exact same if that's what you like. We'll keep the John Carlson the first defensive pair, but we're going to switch out this Ghoul for Duncan Keith. Duncan Keith has Workhorse. We'll look at what he looks like with Workhorse and Distributor activated. As you can see, 91 acceleration, 91 speed, 98 endurance, 89 balance, 91 agility. So great skating. The shot's not the best. It's at least hitting 90 for the slap shot and wrist shot power, though. Defensively, he has great stick checking, great defensive awareness. Amazing breakout player. I think he's more than sufficient, especially if you're pairing with that 89 John Carlson. For the second line, we have Guy Lafleur in the left wing. We're going to keep him the same. I really think you should go out and build this Sean Couturier. I've been talking about this even, I think, in your last review. I talked about making sure you build him. Get rid of this Henrik Zetterberg. Take all the coin you're going to get from Zetterberg and start building towards this Couturier. He's a monster. He has the 2 spark. He has howitzer, which really helps your team. Svechnikov here on the second line. I really like him there. He's one of the better players. He's a lot faster than Sedin. If you want to keep Sedin on the second line, that's fine, but I would bump Svechnikov up here. Chelios, Niedermeyer. I told you before to get the Chelios and Niedermeyer. I think they're very important to teams. I think they have great player synergies, and they both have balance, so when they start to upgrade, you can easily pivot into balanced, and I think balance is a great third synergy. And I think balance is a great second or third synergy, and it's something you can easily pivot to. There's a lot of players that have it that are very good players, as well as getting a Couturier starts to build you towards Spark, which is another synergy. I wanted to do some players that can build you towards Spark or balance, and you can go attack them. The Besser one more gives you another balance, and he's already on your lineup and built pretty much up to 90 overall. On the third line, we have Besser, as I just mentioned. Anze Kopitar gets bumped up to the third line. Daniel Sedin gets bumped from the second line to the third line. And then we're going to pick up this primetime Justin Schultz, 86 overall. And Vladislav Gavrinkov can stay on the third defensive pair, right defense. Look at this Schultz when you have Workhorse, Howitzer, and Distributor built. He's an absolute monster when you do that. All these attributes get huge bumps, 93 speed, 90 acceleration, 93 agility, so great skating. The shot becomes very hard with 85 accuracy. Not the best accuracy, but it's not bad. Still a great breakout guy, 93 passing, 93 puck control. He's not going to throw the body that well with 83 body checking, but he does have 88 stick checking, 87 defense awareness. He's just very fast. He's going to cover a lot for the slower Gavrikov, and he's way cheaper than this Carlson. Sell this Carlson. There's no need for you to be paying however many coins this Carlson still is. I know it's over 100,000 for Carlson just because he has howitzer. I get that he's fast, but look at this Justin Schultz when you have all this other stuff activated. He's faster. He's faster, he's taller, he's better. I mean, they're literally like, look, Justin Schultz is better than this Erik Karlsson is, except for some defensive awareness and stick checking. Hey, I hope there's some other people looking at this too and going, I didn't think about that. You have Workhorse and Howitzer activated. This Justin Schultz is better than this Erik Karlsson at like a quarter of the price or half the price. I would look into it. On the fourth line here, we have Teemu Selanne. Pick this card up. I don't know what his price is, or try to build him through the 87. I think he's a guy that fits well into your team. It's just another guy that I think allows you to build towards the spark. You can easily swap him out for the Yamamoto. If you want to keep Yamamoto, that's fine. You can keep him here instead of the Teemu Selanne. I just want to give you some cards that start to have team synergy so you can start building towards spark or balance once you get some of these other upgrades like the Morenz, where you can displace other people for distributor. Dylan Larkin. This is another sleeper card here that a lot of people I think are sleeping on. Absolutely nasty if you're Workhorse activated with distributor. 95 acceleration, 89 agility, 93 speed, 93 endurance. The shot's not amazing, but he's your fourth line center. You don't need to have a super shot. I know it's in the mid-80s. It's below average. I get it. As for the hands, he has 89 deking, 91 offensive awareness, 87 hand-eye. With the distributor, he gets his passing puck control to 92. He has 87 faceoffs, 89 stick checking, 88 defensive awareness. I just think this is a card that's pretty slept on for what it can bring to the table. On the fourth right wing, I would go pick up Daryl Sittler. It allows you to activate distributor right now as well as keep the speedster activated at the 4 out of 4. I think he's a very good card. I would look into getting him. I'm not sure what his price is. I'm sure it's died down a little bit because it's not the same as it was whenever his silver first came out. We'll keep Weeks and Vasilevsky for right now. You might need to get some other goalies for synergies down the road, though, to replace Vasilevsky. And then Brian Fiddler being your coach is more than fine. So the synergies we have activated: Howitzer, Speedster, Workhorse, and Distributor. So we didn't really add anything other than just activating Distributor right now. I just think I gave you some better options for guys than what you have on your team right now. Like, I think you look for Dobson and Gould because they're a little bit better priced, but I'd rather you build cards and spend your coins on cards that you can build up in the future, I really do think you should get this Couturier over this Zetterberg. I think that's your first move, is build this Sean Couturier. He's super important. He's one of the best cards in the game. He's going to get the 99 overall. Build this card. You don't have to get him up to a 90. Even if you get him like an 87, it doesn't matter. This card's filthy. Trust me. This is the guy you want to go after. If it takes Zetterberg or it takes on Yamamoto or some of these other cards to build some of the golds for this Couturier, then by all means, it's worth it. That's the guy. Him and Besser are going to be two of the best cards. They're in-game cards. So I would definitely build them up. I think that's the way to go. Boys and girls, that's going to wrap up the subscriber reviews and team advice for Rich and Jay. I'm hoping it helped them out, gave them kind of an idea of how they should build their teams for the future. As always, I appreciate all your guys' support. If you want to get a team review, please hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Then message me on Discord or join the Discord. That'll be in the description down below. Or you can direct message me on Twitter. Whichever's easier for you, I don't mind either one, which will also be in the description as well. As always, you guys have a great day and be safe.